Hello guys, it's Generi. I'm an artist, developer, and producer, and today I'm going to watch KARD's Tell My Mama.
Can't separate. Yo, mama love me, but your daddy down for said break her heart. I'm going homicidal. So
when you love me just like that, baby, there's no going back. When I tell my mama about you.
경관발이에 다져서 역 You did train me 스킬 수면 되면 나를 숨죽이고 수면을 스며들게 쏘냐
I'm going back when I tell my mama. Ooh, ooh, when I tell my mama about you.
Nice. So KARD, yeah, KARD. I've been here for a while. I don't even know how long. I cannot even remember. They were there 2018 for sure, and way before that. It's one of the few co-ed groups that survived the time, and it's very funny. Most of the song is in English, in very nice pronunciation and very well sung. If you go back many years, 15 years, you start from the K-pop artists that cannot even speak English at all. Then you got some of them that they start speaking even in Konglish, or they start recording some longer lines in English in songs. And anyway, slowly you get to this, where you see Korean artists very comfortably singing in English, actually. So it's really nice. I know these days, of course, newer groups are trained to speak English and Japanese from their training days. So they come out and they can already have interviews in English and everything. But KARD is a much older group, so that's very commendable. How they ate pretty much this song. It was sung beautifully without any kind of comment anyways to make, and really nice. There are the Korean lines in there too, of course. And the music video is very interesting. It has its art wherever this is filmed, probably in Europe somewhere. It has many nice artistic imagery here. It looks really pretty here, really nice. The lighting is really nice, and there's this grain on this which gives this film kind of look. I don't believe they film it on film. That's very kind of expensive and complicated, but you never know. It looks a bit digital, I don't know. But in any case, and nice props here. The music video, there is a storyline going on. It's not just the performance, thankfully. The concept's very European here, Renaissance European, right? Because they're in this kind of palace, or big villa anyways, somewhere. Of course, yeah, there is the car scene though, which is this kind of car. So very nice from KARD. Yeah, you see, I really like how they keep releasing music. I'm very surprised actually, because I always remix songs from KARD. I find them very nice, and I believe they have a nice fan base, but somehow they don't perform that well, their videos, okay, as well as I would expect from what kind of music. So I would say they're underrated for what they have released. They have a huge discography. They're very mature artists, very skillful, and I'm a bit surprised there's no space in this saturated K-pop for them. Is there other quiet groups at this level? I don't think so, right? It's the only quiet group. I would hope there would be a larger support for them, larger fan base. Of course, there is this thing with quiet groups. Like, many people get into the groups because they get to believe, fantasize they are closer with the celebrities. So there's a boy group and you get your bias and you really believe this could be your boyfriend, and same for girl groups. But because it's a quiet group and it's coupled people, maybe they don't get that connected because they believe these are real couples actually, and that doesn't sell that much in this kind of sense. But I'm pretty sure the KARD's fans would have very different opinion about that and would tell you, that's not the necessary component. Both the boys and the girls here, they look really nice, and they just present their music in a very honest way. They're not trying any gimmicks, and I think throughout their discography, they're very honest with their music. They put out nice songs. They're not trying to show off too much or something like that. They're just keep releasing nice music like this one. So I think they're doing excellent job, and I don't see any kind of decrease in their path. What I'm trying to say is, when an artist is out there for a long time and they haven't peaked in terms of fan base, usually as they age, they start fading out and then disappearing eventually. But I don't see this with KARD just yet. They still look as young in terms of the feeling, the vibe. They still look as young as they were many years ago. So that's great. I really like that. They continue that. I'm very against K-pop artists just thrown away because they aged a bit, and I really hope we will continue seeing many things from KARD in the future. So yeah, great job, KARD.